Hello everyone and welcome to another Your Next Stamp Card video. I have a good one for ya. I've got the Winter Unicorns. This set is part of the November release. I've got a piece of Ranger watercolor cardstock and Distress Oxides in Squeezed Lemonade and Abandoned Coral. And I'm using my Nuvo blender brush to ink blend the light of a holiday fire. That's what I was going for. It sounds super cheesy, doesn't it, when you say it out loud? But I think I accomplished that. So it looks like warm light to me, and that's what I was going for. It's lighter in the center. I did the Squeezed Lemonade, and then I did Abandoned Coral, and then I went back and forth until I was happy with it. So it seems like I can't do a background these days without doing some ink splattering or splattering of some type. So yeah, I'm getting out my new color cubby, or the splat box I think it's called, and I'm putting a Distress Oxide and Squeezed Lemonade on an acrylic block and spritzing it a few times with plain water. Just getting it a little bit diluted so that I can put it on the end of my paintbrush. This is just like a small paintbrush, number 4, number 6, something around there. And splattering it on my background. I first did Squeezed Lemonade, and then I moved on to Abandoned Coral using this very same technique. So I spritzed it a few times with water and swirled it around just to get it diluted like the Squeezed Lemonade and splattered it on the background, okay? Be very careful with red colored splatter.
There's a fine line between ink splatter and blood splatter.
I seem to continue to learn this lesson often, but here I checked and that looks like fire flicks, right? Embers? So I want this background panel to live behind a panel of Neenah 110-pound cardstock, solar white. So I'm cutting this stitched and pierced and stitched circle die to create an aperture to look through into the background. I also would like to cut the lights, the string of lights from the Christmas die set. I wanted the string of lights to blend into the background, so I chose a coordinating cardstock. The best thing I had in my stash that coordinated was MFT's Coral Crush. In my opinion, this cardstock is slightly lighter and less red. Now, I originally wanted to stamp the sparkles from another stamp set under the sentiment. This is the sentiment. It says "Believe in the Magic," and I'm stamping it in Distress Oxide Abandoned Coral. But I ended up deciding to change this panel a little bit, and I will explain. So I've chosen the little unicorn that looks like it's decorating the Christmas tree and the Christmas tree. I'm stamping this in Your Next Stamp Black Olive ink, which is a Copic friendly ink. If you do not enjoy watching the coloring, you can skip ahead. I also have a Copic color map. If you're interested, I will have that on my blog at korenwiskman.com. Currently, we are watching me color the Christmas tree, and I'm using YG 17, 13, and 11 to do this. I used E49, 47, and 44 for the tree trunk, and then I used Y38, Y35, and Y32 for the star atop the Christmas tree. That's my favorite kind of gold, bright gold go-to color combination. Then I also colored the unicorn. We're going to use W9 through all the way down to W0 for that one, and a little R20 in the ear. And then I'm going to use the same colors that I used on the star. They're going to get on the unicorn horn, okay? Then, after I finished coloring this unicorn, which I think it turned out pretty good, I did a pretty good job, I got stuck on what color to color the hair. Because when I think of a unicorn, I often think of it as an all-white, like, angelic creature. But I also often think of, like, rainbow hair and, like, really outlandish, crazy colors that we all wish we could have. And some of us do. But I guess I also wanted him to color coordinate with the rest of the cards. So I chose the reds in R24, R22, R21, which is a little corally. But it's more red than pink or peach. So I don't know. I think it turned out pretty well, but I would like to know your opinion on that. Like, what color hair would you color your unicorn? I'm interested to know. Please leave a comment down below. So I used the coordinating dies to cut out my unicorn and my Christmas tree. And now I'm using Scotch 3M foam tape to pop up the front panel. Now I originally had a much larger circle, so I made it a smaller aperture, tighter image cropping, and then I'm popping that up with Scotch 3M foam tape, and I also re-stamped the sentiment, this time minus the sparkles behind the sentiment. I think it was clashing with my paint splatter. So I'm using glue dots to adhere my little lights, my Christmas lights. I also cut them out in Tonic Studios sugar crystal glitter paper and kind of linked them together up there and adhered them with glue dots. Scotch 3M foam tape behind the unicorn and the Christmas tree. There is a little tiny circle die in the coordinating die set for this stamp. And I cut it out of the Tonic Studios sugar crystal paper to add a little bit of ornaments to my tree. Scoring it with the Teflon bone folder, and that is it. That's my card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please find your next stamp. Find me on social media. Leave me a comment below about your unicorn hair, and I'll see you next time.